All right, and welcome to the CouncilCast. This is episode 47, being recorded on July 3rd, 2018.
America.
Council is now in session. And as with every week in the great land of America, we will make arbitrary decisions about topics on science, technology, and random shit with little background and next to no expertise. All
Woo!
CouncilCast decisions are final.
Did you say Council Kiss?
Council KissCast decisions are final and have no bearing on anything whatsoever. So, the first topic for tonight is about a professor who had a dick pic study.
What?
This is a fantastic study where there was a professor down in, Missouri, of course, where she was doing a study comparing.
Oh man, did I miss?
Oh.
Did I miss the dicks?
Oh, it's Matt.
Did I miss the dicks?
Oh,
I've been
no.
waiting for this all day. I got so many pictures.
Can you share them on the CouncilCast?
That's gross. I don't like this. Wait, why does it say this? Professor ends penis-sized study soliciting 3,600 dick pics, citing public erections.
So apparently,
Oh, sorry, citing public reactions.
Did you just say public erections?
Public erections.
Well, that's what I thought it said.
There was too many public erections that she had to end the study.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
So apparently,
I think this falls under the category of no fucking shit.
This is some hard science right here. And what we learned a very valuable lessons.
Here's the really sad thing. Like right now, there is on this article, there are ads popping up. And I don't know if these are the ads for you guys, but this is very disturbing to me. It is a picture of two girls, the ages of like 6 years old. And it says, "Love has no labels." Advertisement. In between this dick pic article, like 5 times. It's the same ad over and over and over again. I'm clicking out. Just read it to me. I don't want to be on that site anymore.
I'm not sure what other sites you're visiting, but
I don't know what's going on. It's just very uncomfortable.
But we learned a very important and hard lesson that most people learn around penises, that when you ask for people to send you pics, you may get a lot of them, and people may not be happy about them.
I like that one of the comments was, this person asked for dick pics and only got a few hundred in 8 days. That doesn't seem like very many.
Yep.
I actually think that the funniest part, I think, to this wasn't that the reaction was so poor. It was that it was also throwing off her study because people were misrepresenting their dick size.
Yeah, no shit. Like, I mean, you're not the one doing the measuring.
They have like special trick rulers they hold up next to it.
Also, aren't
8
like
inches.
people? How do you factor in the fact that people that are more willing to send in the photo might be more well endowed than people that are not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, how do you factor that into your study?
It is just something you have to cite. Only well-endowed people send in pictures, so
We only got penises that were 10 inches or longer.
or longer. Oh man. I mean, mine is obviously.
That's average for sure.
That's average for sure.
Thumbs way up for science.
Very straight up. I'll give it a straight up.
I'll give it a hard thumbs up.
Yep, a double hard thumbs up.
Double hard thumbs up. With just the one thumb.
So if you didn't want to deal with penises, you instead can now know that you will probably live forever.
That was the laziest segue.
Oh, you know what? Let's back up. Let's talk about the penises some more. And man, I can't wait until I'm old and I can see what my penis looks like when I'm 75.
No.
I bet my penis gets bigger as I get older.
Okay.
Speaking of getting older.
Yeah, there's a segue.
Speaking of getting older, You may never actually die.
Great.
Good to know. Next topic. Thumbs up to that. But wait, what's the magic pill?
Apparently, there is no magic pill. Apparently, once you reach about the age of 100, your body stops decaying. Supposedly.
Interesting.
I mean, then why do people continue to die?
It says apparently the research says that the mortality rates level off after 105, and that there is apparently no limit that exists for the human lifespan.
I mean, the stuff. I mean, clearly there is things. All sorts of things kill us. Like, I mean, presumably they have to. Are they saying if they can stop, like, the heart disease from happening and these other things?
If we can get rid of disease, we can get rid of death.
I think they're saying that if you live to 105, that the chances of you getting those diseases and it killing you is much less than it
But I
would
don't
be
want to
between
live
before
forever.
105.
105. I want to live forever with, like, the quality of life of, like, a 50-year-old, or as young as possible, presumably.
As a 1-year-old.
Nah, not that young.
Yeah,
There's a floor.
I'm not so sure that they actually have a reason as to why this happens yet. I think they're just saying that for some reason death rates level off after 105.
What if it's
if you get it that far?
What is that? Causality versus something
Correlation
else?
does not equal causation.
Yeah, so I'm wondering if it's I wonder if they're like, oh, look, if you live after 105, blah blah blah. But what if it's really that the only people who are living to be 105 have a
also
genetic
live to 110.
have a genetic makeup that's all very similar across the board. So like studying all these people who have similar traits, and yeah, if you have these traits, then sure you can live past 105 and you're gonna be golden for as long as you can avoid influenza. But
this analysis was purely statistical and demographic in nature, so the authors didn't provide any tangible or meaningful explanations for the observed mortality plateau, aside from the suggestion that structural, e.g., improved healthcare for the extreme elderly, and evolutionary factors, e.g., the mutation accumulation theory and age-related genetic factors, are likely at play.
Well, and I also like later on they mentioned that even though the death rate at extreme old age seems to level off, it doesn't really matter if half of the amount of people disappeared before then.
I'm not sure what I'm supposed to do with this information.
I'm going to give it a thumbs down because bad statistics is, how the newspapers keep us under their thumbs.
Fake news, man.
Yeah, hashtag fake news. Thumbs down for fake news.
Hashtag we are the purveyors of fake news right now.
Hashtag we are family.
We are family. I'll give that a thumbs up.
I'm going to give it a thumbs up to detecting fake news. We are the absolute bullshit detectors.
Fake news?
Oh my gosh, that should be a whole segment of our show.
Fake news?
Bullshit
detecting fake news.
What? You think this is real? You were wrong, dummy head.
We'll have to write a little theme song for it. Fake news, we found the fake news.
I think you just did.
Oh, nice. Great. We'll see if I can remember that. Oh, great. We've recorded it already. It'll be perfect.
See if I can remember the thing that I just recorded. I'm sideways? I don't know what I'm supposed to thumbs up or thumbs down on this.
Hey, look at this. Maybe if you're the right type of person who happens to live after 105, then, you might live longer.
If you're in the 1% of people who live to 105, then most likely you'll also live to 110.
Of the people who live to 105, you might be the lucky 1% of that group that lives to 110.
Nice job. If you don't die before you reach 105, you could buy a license plate that is now electronic in the state of California.
Oh, cool.
However,
something else to have the batteries die in.
Maybe the batteries last till you're 105.
Hopefully you're not driving that long. Who knows?
It's all going to be robots, man. So this actually, I thought this was very interesting. This is a new company, not necessarily new, but this is a company that's making electronic license plates, and they're actually legally selling them in California right now.
I
They're
mean, that has
from
to be cleared with DMV, right?
Yes, the DMV has approved them actually.
Where does the sticker go?
It's on the electronic portion of the plate. There
Oh,
is no sticker. It
there's
actually can
no
be updated.
registration sticker.
I mean, it has
So
the
presumably you
registration.
go in and you pay your thing, and your plate updates with the newest registration information.
Exactly. Yep. Yeah, so it's from a company called Reviver, and they make this plate called R plate, and it's using an e-ink screen to do the displaying of the license plate. And yeah, like you said, the idea is that you can actually go in and you pay your registration, and it just automatically updates on your car because it has a wireless connection to the internet.
I would do this if I could also then sell space on my license plate so that it would change from my license plate to a advertisement for Coca-Cola or
So
other Google AdSense.
that's funny because they actually mentioned that in the article, and they are talking about doing that. Because
Mm.
if your car is just sitting there parked, maybe you could actually just sell ads on your license plate, or
Yep.
maybe you could actually give people little messages while you're driving, like turn your license plate into "Hey, you suck," or "Thanks for letting me in,
Nice
buddy."
driving,
Oh,
jackass.
that's perfect. Like a great way to like utilize my
I
skills
have
of
like F
texting and
keys on
driving.
my fucking
Yeah,
dash that I just hit for, you know, two. Great pass, what a save, nice shot.
Yes, in case you're driving around with your Rocket League car.
I do
I
like
like it.
the what if you paid road taxes per mile driven. Like, I think I'm generally a fan of that idea.
yeah. I thought you would like this. Yeah, they talk about how this whole license plate has GPS tracking, RFID, a whole bunch of stuff. They're really billing it as an entire platform, where
Hmm.
this could replace kind of your fast pass type of tokens. Like if you're on a tollway, it could replace that sort of thing. So you just have your license
Oh
plate. You
yeah.
don't have to buy a separate device that does your toll passes. It could track your location. Now, of course, there's some issues and privacy concerns with location tracking, but like you said, you could pay your taxes per mile driven instead of just in gas or in your car tax.
I guess it does. Like, so now think about it. Like, what if you pay road taxes per mile driven? I mean, if you're paying for gas, you technically
Yeah, if you're
do.
well, that's the whole
Aside
point.
from the fact that if you
Yep.
have a more efficient vehicle,
Yep.
somebody that has a less efficient vehicle is getting boned in comparison to you, right?
Exactly.
Which is why I'm okay with electric vehicles being taxed a special way for road use,
Yep.
because I'm not buying gas.
Yeah,
Hmm.
exactly. I mean, you're paying it today. The people who are driving the most are burning through the most gas. You're paying the most gas tax. Um, where
Which
if you have a more efficient
overall
vehicle,
makes sense.
you're making out better than the people who aren't more efficient.
Yep.
But this is essentially taking that the next step and saying, well, you actually drove this many miles, so you should pay this much.
Yeah.
So it covers kind of both the electric vehicles, levels the playing field for efficiency, more or
I
less.
mean, you could remove the gas tax altogether and just tax miles
Yep,
driven.
exactly.
I mean, some actuary is going to have to bang this out, but our government's going to like that. Do you think they're making more off of? I mean, they make less as stuff gets more fuel efficient. Like, so they're kind of at odds, right? Like, you
Yeah.
want governments to push more fuel efficient cars because
It's better for the
better.
environment.
Well, and that's just it. Like I have a more fuel efficient car, but then we also drive. Like one time we got a lease on a RAV, and they were like, "Oh, we got the 45,000 mile package, and we had 3 years, 45,000 miles, and
15
that
grand.
was."
Yeah.
And at the end of year one, we had driven 30,000 miles. So we screwed the pooch like a lot. And so then we went and got out of our
You
lease.
guys drive 30,000 miles in a year?
We drive a ton because we have
I
family
mean,
all over.
my dad does that in a very short time frame, like within a few months, or used to, because he was driving like 110 miles,
Yeah.
like one way, or 100 miles or something like that. But I mean, so just for comparison, I'm doing like 11 a year,
Wow.
maybe 12.
Yeah, we drive so much because especially being, I don't know, like my parents are are 3 hours away, about 3.5 hours away driving. But now since we're it's more centrally located. It's 3 hours to my parents, 3 hours to Kayla's parents, 3 hours to my grandparents and friends. My brother lives 6 hours away, and we'll visit him fairly regularly. At least I don't know, probably 4 times a year. We'll go visit them.
Yeah, I guess I just don't do much visiting.
And visiting people in Chicago is about 5 hours away. And so it's just a ton of like our weekends, every weekend is like, oh, who are we visiting this weekend? And so it adds up fast. And that was the year when I had my own business. And then I was doing trips to Kansas City for work regularly to go film stuff. And then one time I drove up to Wisconsin to film something and back the same day. That was a stupid day. Very long. Anyway.
But I think your point, Matt, about the more efficient vehicles getting taxed at kind of the same rate that less efficient vehicles are, I actually think that this would force people to get more. I think it would benefit the people who are driving more efficient vehicles better, but it would also help with the people being pushed to maybe thinking about how they're doing their transportation as well.
Yeah.
So instead of saying,
why would it help the more efficient people better?
Well, it would not. It would just help everybody because essentially it could, if you would eliminate the gas tax, could bring gas prices down for everybody.
I suppose. I mean, if you can argue that the gas tax should go away, I guess. I mean, this would be. I mean, it'd be a state level thing, right? Like the state's going to remove its gas tax and instead do
force you to get a e-plate.
Yeah,
I mean,
can the state really force you to spend $700 on an e-plate?
Like, well, so that's one thing we haven't talked about is this is not inexpensive.
Right.
Right now, I can go get a new license plate for free for paying my registration.
Right, which would be surely includes the costs of the prisoner making the plate.
Obviously. But at $700, I don't think I'd be willing to shell out $700 just to have.
Well, I mean, are these guys planning on utilizing the prison system to bang these out in an assembly line?
I doubt it.
Good. You know, though, if the part about advertising on it is a real thing, then your $700, you sign up for the advertising, and it gets rid of the cost.
Who's going to be looking at advertising on this shit?
So the other thing is, it's not just $700. It's $700 up front plus a $7 monthly fee.
Oh yeah. Okay, so
you might be able to cover your monthly fee with your ads.
$782. 700. Right now, I'm bad at math. 7.
4. I don't know. People pay all the time to put like shrink wraps on cars that are advertising.
Shrink wraps on cars. Our T-shirts.
Bumper stickers.
When I buy cars from dealers, I make them take their badging off. I hate that shit. I don't want fucking advertising on my car. I'm not. Fuck. Now it's different if we're talking like significant money. Like, you want me to paint a dick on my car and measure it for you for your study?
Yes.
I mean, how much am I going to make off this? Like.
Right.
I mean that's the people that get tattoos on themselves as advertising, right?
Yeah, but don't they get it for like millions of dollars?
I don't know.
Some of them,
there's
yes.
A guy who
would you get a Target tattoo on your forehead for $1 million?
Didn't Zune guy get a Zune tattoo for a free Zune or something like that?
That
seemed like it was worth it.
Forget about that guy. That guy was all about the Zune. I found my Zune the other day.
Does it still work?
Yeah, it's got all the music on it.
That's awesome. It's like a brick. You can throw it.
I'm giving this. I don't know, man.
I think it's an interesting.
I think
discussion.
it's pretty expensive. So
I'm going to give it a thumbs up.
I think we can attain the mileage tracking in a better way than a $700 device.
Well, I'm going to give it a thumbs up because I think that it is like if there are enough early adopters, the price will start to come down significantly.
Yeah, maybe.
Especially if I think what they're doing this as, if it's a successful pilot, then government will just say, yes, we're going to do this. But the price needs to come down to $15 or $25 or something. But you're also going to be making millions of these. So just, suck it up, Buttercup.
I mean,
in China, and you're going to have to pay a tariff for it.
2 for every car, presumably.
Probably.
In states that require front and rear license plates.
Actually, maybe not. Maybe they could get away with only having one license plate if it has RFID or some other sort of tracker on it. Because, I mean, the cops could essentially just know where you are if it's all hooked up into a central system.
Oh, that seems like, yeah good.
Super Big Brother. Love it.
Yeah, I'm actually going to give it a thumbs down, too, because I think that not only is it expensive, but I think there's a lot of privacy concerns with it. And I think they need to figure that stuff out first before I'm going to shell out $700 for something.
The council is split.
But, if you did have an electronic license plate, one thing you wouldn't need to put it on is the Volkswagen car that raced up Pikes Peak and broke the new record for Pikes Peak run.
What? VW?
Thumbs up.
Thumbs up. Electric vehicle.
I want to see this tech in their, because they've committed to going electric going forward in the States after the diesel fiasco, and I want to see what this tech is.
I want to see the video of this race of this guy driving up the road, because I think they would be awesome to see.
Did they not release the video?
I have not seen one yet. But the deal is Volkswagen built a car specifically for doing the Pikes Peak run, all electric, and it actually it not
electric?
only all electric, 100% electric, and not only did it beat the record, it destroyed the old record.
Wow.
I mean,
it beat it by I want to say 20 seconds or something like that. Sub 8 minutes to go up the hill, basically.
Damn.
No video.
Did you find a video?
I haven't looked.
No.
I'm scrolling through this whole thing.
But and the way they were doing it is using electric vehicles. You don't have to worry about the altitude changes like you do in an internal combustion engine. So they can just kind of crank the shit out of it and let her rip.
Right. The altitude change literally wouldn't matter.
Yeah.
Aside from if you want to start arguing altitude change on tire pressure and how it dissipates heat and stuff like that.
I mean, that's probably to the point where they're at. Where
you
that's
can
the
start
next
about
thing.
that. That's the next. Yeah.
It's everybody's concerned because they lose half their horsepower at the top of the mountain or something like that. Now they're shit, my tire pressure's too low.
Yeah.
Although maybe that's better for them. I don't know.
There you go, guys.
Gives you some more grip. Sweet.
In this video, it's from the inside the car, which everyone loves watching. Oh my gosh, the steering wheel looks like a gaming
F1
controller.
Steering wheel.
It looks like a F1 steering wheel, basically.
I wonder how fast he was going at some point. He has no speedometer.
Whoa.
I mean, for everybody who's watching the podcast at home, you're just going to have to go look at the video. We'll post it in the show notes.
Let me describe it.
It is nearly silent. Compared to an actual hill climb car would be and this thing is making an
Have you watched any of the Formula E stuff?
Long time ago.
Because I mean, it's crazy. It's just really eerie how much quieter it is, which has the benefit that, I mean, in Formula E, it's the benefit that they can run them in tracks where people complain about noises that you have in F1.
Yeah.
But the electric is just so much quieter. That's pretty cool.
It's going so
fast. Give it a thumbs up, man. This is awesome.
Oh yeah.
I mean, they had to have known they were going to demolish the record.
Oh, I'm sure.
before they even did it. Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
The next thing is doing it in more passenger cars. Didn't Tesla do this, I think, last year? Or I think there's actually a class specifically for Teslas.
I'm really, so that's why, so like I'm kind of in the market for another car, and I don't even
You're gonna get this
know.
Volkswagen.
Yeah, this one. This one right here. I get to work in about 10 seconds. Just fucking. I don't even know what to buy. Like, because Volvo and Volkswagen are coming out with their stuff in like the next couple of years, year-ish.
Mhm.
I don't want to buy, like, I kind of don't want to buy anything right now, but Katie's car's taking a shit, and like, it's just a whole thing. Like, so I don't know if I want to buy some beater just to tide me over until, or I was looking at like, a new Volt or a Chevy Bolt or Honda's new Clarity. Like, I can't even fucking decide.
Yeah. I mean, there's so many electric vehicles coming out right now. I mean, from places that aren't your normal, um, big name auto manufacturers either. You've got guys who are startups who are making awesomely decent cars.
And Volvo's coming out with they're doing the XC40 that they make right now, their small SUV. They're releasing a full electric version of it.
Yep.
And I think a plug-in hybrid version of it, which is, I like the plug-in hybrid stuff because it removes range anxiety.
Yep.
Really all I need is something that I can do 90% of my commute on electric on, and then when I have to tap into the gas, that's fine.
I mean, it'd be nice. A 300, I would say 300-mile range would be ideal for me with a small gasoline engine for the times that you want to make a trip that you don't want to stop for, basically.
Well, I mean, there's an argument to be made for, like, if you're going to do a trip, I mean, just rent a car.
Well, yeah.
But,
Yeah.
I mean, so yeah,
But
I still think that there has to be a way that the roof could be made out of solar panels or something like that, so that you can do these longer trips.
You can't.
Well,
you won't get power out of it.
No. I recognize that in our current state of how electricity is generated, that it's not currently feasible with the technology we know of. But I feel like we should be pushing for that point where you can go almost indefinitely in an electric style car based off of something
so you can do the calculation on how much energy from the sun hits the surface area of the roof of an average car.
Mhm.
And I don't know that I mean, Blaine could do this better than I can. Like, Blaine, do you even have a hunch? Like, does even enough energy hit the surface area of an average car to power the car itself?
Not while it's
I mean, my
running.
guess is no, right?
No, definitely not.
Like, I mean, if at that point you're limited by the amount of energy that the sun produces and hits an area with.
Mm.
Yeah, you lose so much energy by the time it gets to the Earth, and photocells are pretty much maxed out right now at what they can convert, that you're not really going to get much of a benefit. I mean, really, the biggest thing is kind of like what you're saying, the plug-in hybrids type of stuff, where if you can run a fully electric motor, but just keep your batteries charged using a much more efficient generator. There's the people like Rightspeed. I just had to look them back up, but Rightspeed, they make a generator powertrain for big trucks like garbage trucks, where they actually run the drive wheels, I think, off of electric power, but they recharge the batteries using a super highly efficient turbine generator.
Hmm.
So your efficiency, your fuel, you're still burning fuel,
as opposed to losing a bunch of power to the drivetrain.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So you don't lose any of the efficiency through the mechanical linkages, and then you can just run your generator at maximum efficiency. And so instead of being an engine that operates at whatever it is, 40% efficiency, you can get 80% efficiency out of your generator and just keep powering batteries.
What was I gonna ask you? But you're the electrical nerd. I don't know. I'll think of it.
Well, I'll keep brainstorming on this. We keep bringing this up every so often. How do we make this car go forever?
You said the photoelectric cells are pretty much maxed out. So, like, I mean, as far as like solar cells, like that I'm putting on my house or whatever, like, I mean, are we kind of maxed out on efficiency on that? I don't know anything about it. Like, have all the cost decreases that have happened over the last 2 years been purely manufacturing based? Like, volume is ramping up and like economies of scale kicking in and stuff like that.
Yeah, most of the cost savings, from what I understand, is coming from manufacturing techniques and the materials.
Like they get better at manufacturing them, and they're making more of them. So
yeah, but in terms of efficiency, in terms of converting power to converting solar to electrical energy, that conversion process is pretty much maxed out with
well, yeah, the
current
question would
technology.
be like, given again a given surface area, how much of the
Yeah.
energy that hits that is being converted to actual power?
I don't know what it is off the top of my head, but
Yeah.
yes, it's very low, relatively speaking. I would imagine. Not enough to consistently power your car while you're driving.
No, the surface area isn't big enough.
Yeah.
I don't think.
No, I've heard cases where people have to. I mean, you literally, to make enough power, you are increasing the footprint of your solar panels bigger than whatever item you're trying to power because you just don't have enough surface
So what
area.
about the ISU solar car does stuff like this?
Super efficient,
But I'm
and it's
imagining,
super slow.
I imagine it's just like laughably efficient, and I mean it also eventually runs out, right? Like,
Yeah,
but it is just doing its damnedest not to.
pretty much. Yeah, I mean the solar cars. We've worked with a couple universities doing that, and they just
ISU is usually really good at it, right?
yeah, and they do. They have a super efficient motor, and they literally run at the most efficient speed. So if you're talking about getting to work in 15 seconds with the VW, you might take 15 hours to get there in a solar
Well,
car.
right, because it takes. I mean, you push
I
electric
see.
car, you smash the pedal. It takes a lot of energy.
Yeah,
I mean, that's yeah. I mean, the same thing applies with
with
internal
gas.
combustion engines.
Yeah,
Acceleration is your downfall.
that's why you have a more efficient. You usually get better fuel efficiency at slower speeds.
Yep.
Well, we'll figure it out soon enough.
Silas is on it. He's gonna bang it out. You got it.
Well,
I'm
he'll
gonna see
have
how
it
many
next
I'll
times
week.
have a prototype by tomorrow.
I'm gonna see how many times I can say "bang it out" during this thing.
Well, if you wanted to bang something else out, but not bang out your phone and break it,
Nice.
you could get a
Solid.
mobile airbag for your phone.
Oh my god, I've always wanted one.
So this, I actually thought this
I
was
know so many people who need this.
that's exactly why I saw it. So this is actually a case. I think some university kids in Germany, I think it was, came up with this idea, and it basically uses. We've always talked about dropping phones, cracking screens, airbags. What if you could put an airbag on your phone? But this uses a bunch of spring steel. It looks like, and designed
bunch
in
of
such a
what?
way. Spring steel.
Oh.
And designed in such a way that you can actually fold these. It has feet that get folded into the case that you can put on your phone, and when it detects that the phone is in free fall, it shoots the legs out, completely protecting. I mean, as long as you don't fall in a corner of like a step or something.
Yeah.
And you
Flat
can
ground.
fold them back in, presumably. It's the
And then you can fold
reusable.
it back in. It's reusable.
Yeah, I feel like this is exactly the type of thing you'd see on Shark Tank.
I mean, they're
Yep.
actually start kicking this off as a Kickstarter, I believe. So if you want, you could actually back them on Kickstarter.
Nice.
I mean, it's pretty ingenious if you drop your phone all the time.
I mean, the thing I like is, airbags are always one-time use, it seems like, and this is actually pretty small and reusable.
If it's
So maybe there's-
especially since it's reusable, that's the part that makes it totally worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's simple. There's no, it can't really, like, there's not much to go wrong with it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I wonder
Cool.
and it seems to. I watched some videos. It seems to display or deploy pretty fast. So you don't really have to worry about how high you're dropping it from. But
Did it say what it uses to detect that it's in free fall?
I'm assuming it's just a
accelerometer.
accelerometer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And it just triggers it if it detects that it's falling. So don't toss your phone to your friends.
I mean, you could
Put
They just
razor
might get
blades on the
stabbed.
end of it and toss your phone to your friend. This is a sick prank, bro.
Your catch.
Thumbs up to this. I like it. It's
Yeah.
clever.
Thumbs up as well.
Might not be
Since
the first ones to think of this, but I have no idea. Maybe they are. I think it's pretty sweet.
since I'm a recent casualty in dropping my phone and breaking my screen, I think this is pretty sweet.
Oh, you dropped your phone and broke your screen?
My old phone, yeah.
Are we still running the Palm Pre like a super sad man?
It's super sad.
Could you even
I
be
brought it out of
Palm Pre
retirement
right now if you wanted to?
I probably could use the phone. I probably can't do anything other than like texting and phone calls.
And you were
On a
all about
Pre.
the Palm.
It was pretty
Do
sweet.
you know the like some head dude from Palm works at Google and they're adopting some of the stuff that was popular in the
Yeah.
Palm OS to new Android P?
Yeah, speaking of gesture controls, who
Yeah.
had that like 10 years ago?
I did. I installed the Palm Pre or the Palm Pre.
The Palm Pre. Google should just call
Yeah.
Android P Android Palm Pre.
Yeah, I installed the Android P beta to my phone because I wanted to get at it's not in there. I thought it was though. The stuff that lets you set limits for certain apps, so you're like only allow 15 minutes of Facebook to be used in a
sure.
24-hour period. That I'm actually pretty excited about that. But Apple's doing it as well. Like I think
Yeah.
it's a good idea.
Yeah, the new gesture controls. I've been using it on my new phone. I got the OnePlus 6. And,
I don't know what do you mean gesture controls.
They have so that it totally gets rid of your back, home, and cards button, or whatever the hell it's called. And so if you want to go home, you actually just swipe around on the screen.
Gotcha.
In a similar way that the iPhone X works.
Yeah, even the
since
P
they don't have a home
doesn't.
button.
Even the P beta does not have that. I don't think.
Yeah.
At least from what I've tried.
I like it because you don't have to. It gives you more screen real estate. You can actually see more.
Yeah, that'll be cool.
But thumbs up
like
to mobile airbags. I'll give you that. All right. I think that's going to wrap up this episode of the CouncilCast.
Wrap it up.
We will now call this meeting adjourned. If you liked what you saw and want to check out all past episodes of the CouncilCast, you can go to councilcast.org. We also record the CouncilCast live on YouTube on whatever night it is today, and you can find the audio files if you missed it on iTunes. If you have a topic that you would like the council's decision on, you can email us at thecouncilcast@gmail.com or connect with us on Twitter at thecouncilcast or on Facebook by searching for CouncilCast.
Nobody checks any of those things.
And goodbye.
Goodbye.